How's it, everyone? Shop, shop. Welcome. Hello, Mom. Hello, Marco. Hello, Clint. Hello, Henry. Oh, super good. Old lady Angler, how are you? Hope you guys are all well. Uh, why did that just all disappear? Sorry, everything's just disappeared. There we go. Coming back. There we go. Close that. Some bug in my software, apparently. How's it, brown sugar? There we go. Okay, now I can see everything. How's it, Ronco? Yep, yep. Hope you're all well. Oh, what a week. um, a good week. I hope it's been good for all of you as well. Have you too, Mom, Kelly? Yeah. Has and Dad has it brown white. Um, those well, all of you know. I think we were in Mozambique for a week. How's it, Caleb? Yeah, what a lot of fun. Um, Fishing could have been better, but the weather wasn't always on our side. So, how's it, Henry? Sorry, just saying hello to everyone while we go. But the last day I managed to catch a good couple of fish. Um, I was we went to go fetch one of the pickups from the place that they were parked, which was about 3 kilometers away from where we were staying, because you can't park. There's nowhere to park because you're on the beach pretty much. Um, so on our way back, we decided, how's it going? Chop, chop. On our way back, we decided to go to a couple of the pubs along the way. And the one that we stopped at, I noticed they had fishing stuff. It was at a hotel. I noticed they had fishing stuff like in glass things. So I asked him if I could see the lures in that because I wanted to buy one. Um, the guy that was helping us said, "Well, he'll be back now." He went off and he came back with another person. And that guy said to me, "No, unfortunately, that stuff's not for sale because they do fishing charters and stuff like that, and that's their equipment." Um, but he asked me which one I was looking at, and I pointed out. Obviously, I don't have it with me; it's in my fishing bag now. But it was a lure about so big with the bright yellow and bright blue. And I said to him that I wanted to buy that one and that. And he said, "No, well, they're not for sale, but I can have one." So after catching one fish in 6 days, no, sorry, 5 days, I was that guy. I tied up the lure that I was gifted and jumped on a boat, went across the island or to the island, and decided to fish the rest of my day there, seeing it was the last day. And the weather was looking quite good. Within 10 minutes of me starting fishing, I hooked onto something which I didn't know at the time, but it was giving one hell of a nice bite. And my rod was bending in half in that. I thought, geez, what's this? Turned out it was a pickaxe barracuda. Not the rubber. So I managed to land him, get him to shore in that. He smiled at me with those big teeth that he's got. Gave a very good fight. So I managed to get him, and I thought, well, now this is my new lucky lure because it was gifted to me. So by a local, so I know they know what they're doing around there. So I thought, well, let me carry on with this lure. I carried on walking along the beach. Oh, I walked about 2 kilometers along the beach, one way. But at the left where I caught the barracuda, um, I didn't. I was so excited. I was dancing on the beach. I was because I'd finally got a fish, and to add to that, it was a barracuda. Um, Nobody around, just me on the island. Well, on that side of the island anyway. It's quite a big island with villages and stuff like that. But I was there by myself doing the barracuda dance, going, "Oh, barracuda! Oh, barracuda!" Um, I was very excited, and yeah. So after that, I carried on moving along the beach and managed to catch some shad. I think you guys call them shad as well, blue shad over there. I got, well, they're small, but I thought, you know what? Let me carry on playing here with the blue shad on because there's going to be something hunting them as well. So, as a gadgets and gadgets, um, yeah, as gadgets, Craig is saying there, I kind of fish 24/7. Um, hey, I was hoping he had his drone there with us. I was hoping he was going to come flying over so I could like show him hand signals. I'll tell you about hand signals with gadgets and gadgets and his drone just now. Um, but I was hoping he would come flying over and I could do the barracuda dance to him as well. But yeah, he didn't. He actually wasn't quite sure where I was because they were all having a few drinks in the pubs. They were relaxing. Um, yeah, so then I got a couple shad. I think I got, yeah, it was 3 shad I caught on that same lure. Um, and I thought, well, this is interesting. Then it went quiet there for a bit, so I carried on walking down the beach. I got to like almost like a pinnacle where the sand was doing this, and you had waves coming this way, waves coming that way, and I thought, that looks rather good for some GTs or some kingfish. Um, and I casted my favorite lure in, and first shot, got a nice little kingy. Only about so big, not the biggest. Wait, if I'm telling a fishing story, I meant to go. He was this big, so he was this big. Trying to get that in focus. No, he was about yeah. Um, so he put up a little bit of a fight. They're quite powerful fish, so he put up a bit of a fight. I got him in, gave him a kiss, and told him to call his big brother. I want to speak to him too. And yeah, Craig, then I'll go for that actually. Hold on. Let me make you a moderator and then you can post links. So Gadgets and Gadgets will put up some links of the video. Make you a moderator. Okay, Craig, you're a moderator. Put up your links. Um, I wish. Well, at one stage I would have taken guppies over anything. Um, just yeah, the fishing wasn't the greatest. Even guys that were busy drone fishing were saying they weren't catching. Um, but yeah, let me finish up on this and then I'll get to the other fishing. So I caught the kingy, checked the time. I knew I only had a few hours left before they came back across to fetch me with the boat. So I made my way back and I managed to catch two shad on one lure. So that was quite an interesting one. Then after that, one more shad and carried on fishing, trying different things, but they weren't biting anymore after that. So yeah, how's it, Neil? Hey, J1 Doobie. Um, Craig, I don't know if you know how to put up links, but yeah, just copy and paste your links across. Yeah, it'll be good. So I'm actually telling the story a bit mid, mid. I'm hitting a robo here. Muddled up. That's the word I'm looking for. I was going to say muggled up, but it's muddled up. On the first day, so I got the shad. Second day, not the shad, the gar. Second day, we'd pretty much been fishing the whole day in that, and I was teaching the one guy with us, Sandile, how to fish, and he was doing very well. Other than we were both just practicing the whole time. That'd be a robocystic. So I managed to hook onto something that, as a drain, I managed to hook onto something that gave me a good fight and a good run. I got a bit excited and I started fighting it a bit too hard too soon. It managed to snap my 28 kg leader line. I'm not sure what that is in pounds, but it managed to snap my leader line as I was about to get it onto shore. So I have no idea what it was. I was wondering if it was a submarine. But yeah, that's the way it goes. Then also on that day, they had the boats there and that, but I get seasick, so we decided not in my best interest to go on the boats and be down for the next day or something and not be able to fish at all. So some of my co-workers went on the boat. The one guy, Dave, he managed to catch, I think, Craig, correct me if I'm wrong. It was about 100 kg or 70 kg marlin. They he managed to hook on the boat, and they managed to get it back and everything. Well, pull it up to the boat. They did release it, so it was really good to hear. Sorry, I'm playing with something here, and I don't want it to mix things up. I'm trying to make my comments live comments so that I can highlight. Yeah, they managed to hook up onto that marlin and pin this message. There we go. If those of you want, just copy that link from Gadgets and Gadgets there, and you can watch some of the drone footage from everything. But yeah, they got that marlin in. That was so good to see him get that. Marlin are like once in a lifetime sort of fish. So it was really good to see the videos and stuff from that and watching him fight. I think he fought for about an hour. Derek, I actually haven't told you about that one. But then, so they came back and at least they caught. I could have had something, but I didn't that day. And like Craig was saying, I was kind of fishing 24/7. Whenever I could fish. While they were all sleeping, I was up at 4 in the morning heading to the beach. As a blooming night here. Um, and having an absolute blast. Um, and it was nice getting out there and relaxing, doing my fishing. I love fishing, even though it's always practicing. Yeah, old lady angler. I'm gonna, yeah. It's. I enjoy it. I really do. It's like my slow down time, if you can put it that. So it's always nice. Um, my only thing is being ADHD. I do tend to jump around a bit, and so I've learned now take rod holders because I'll take 3 rods with me. I'll take 2 bait rods and 1 spinning rod. And when I find I'm getting distracted or bored on the bait rods, I'll put them in the rod holders and then go with my spinning setup so I can try and catch other stuff as well. As a Magyaka. So yeah, it's so one day it was really bad weather. I'd gone out at about I think it was 5 in the morning, and so where we were here, and it goes around a little bit like this, then up like this, and then that's like the bay entrance. On this side, there's big dunes and stuff. Um, I'd set up to do some surf fishing there, and nothing was biting. So I thought, well, let me go and climb the sand dunes. So I left my stuff in the water, my baits in the water, and off I went to climb as a leon. Um, I left my baits in the water and I went and climbed on sand dunes and went exploring. The real reason why I climbed the sand dune was to try and look at and see if there was any gullyways or anything like that. Um, but yeah, nothing bit. And at about, I think it was about 12 o'clock, I decided, nope, I'm going to walk back and have a break and maybe hit it in the afternoon to get back to camp or back to the resort where we were to find everybody or with their fishing rods and all that coming to teach me how to fish. I was told. Um, so I thought, well, cool, maybe I missed something. My boss is a very good fisherman, and the guys that were with him and that are all also very good fishermen. So I thought, well, cool, I can go and learn. Oh, yeah, I'll get to that now. So they said, no, they're going to teach me how to fish. So off we went. We caught some live bait. As it is, bear in mind, I'd been sitting through thunderstorms, rainstorms, all of that before they got there. And when they got there, it was just windy. But I thought, well, yeah, I'll go. So I went back out with them. We put a live bait. We caught some shad. My boss put one on his rod. A good friend of my boss put one on his rod. I put one on my rod. Everyone else was going with their flick sticks and throwing lures and spoons and that. So I thought, well, if there are fish here, 7 or 8 of us should get one. So we tied up again. Oh, we cast it out and that. My boss tells me, right, that's in the water, right? He showed me where to put the bait and all of that. So I did that, which I was quite proud of myself. It was where I would have gone anyway. Then he said, now put your ADHD in your back pocket and stay here. Don't move. So I stood there from 12 o'clock till 6 o'clock, I think it was. Again, rainstorms and and wind and all of that. I've got a picture of my boss who was fishing as well, lying on the beach, holding his rod like this while he's catching asleep on the beach. Okay, thanks, Craig. It was 7. Um, so I've got a photo of him lying down the beach. So I outfished him. And his friend decided, no, he's not getting any bites either. He was going to pack up. So I stayed out there for 2 more hours on them to watch the turtles coming in and hitting my line, me getting excited, and then see the turtle pop its head up. And it's like, it's his fault. He's telling all the fish that I'm there. He's their spy. So yeah, I packed up, reeled in. My live bait was gone. I did feel a knock, but I felt more movement on it. So I thought, oh, it must still be there. But I reeled in, then came back to shore. So my boss taught me how to practice fishing as well, which I'm pretty good at practicing. So it was quite fun. I really actually enjoyed it because of the time out. So what Gadgets and Gadgets is saying there about hand signals. He was flying his drone. He was flying his drone around, and at the time I was busy baiting up, and there were some ladies in bikinis at the one resort. So now I was trying to show him with hand signals, go get a picture of the ladies in their bikinis, which he wasn't quite getting. So I drew it in the sand for him. But I wrote out, go see the ladies, and he still wasn't quite getting it. So I made 2 little sand mounds and went like this and, patted them down nicely to try and see that he could understand. He didn't. Just the angles were wrong. But yeah, he's a pretty good drone pilot when he's not deciding to hit fishing rods or the boat or the water next to the boat. Craig was busy flying that drone along, and he realized, hang on, I'm a bit close here, because the boat was going and they slowed down because of a wave, but he kept up his momentum and the rods are all sticking out on top of the boat. And he almost hit them. He had to pull back very quickly, and you actually see it in the video. Then he was watching the boat, and I'm standing by Craig and I'm busy watching him scream. And I see the water getting very close. I said, no, he's going to pull up. He's going to pull up. He's seeing this. I realized Craig wasn't watching the water, he was watching the boat. So it's like, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. He must have been 30 centimeters off the water. That was at the bottom of a wave, because you can almost see the wave, like the drone here, and you see the wave come like this or go towards it. It was close. So Craig decided that that would be his last flight of the drone for the holiday. It was close, very close. Both of our hearts were going, and then while he was flying it back towards us, the wind picked up and it kind of overshot us, and he was quite calm at that stage, I think. He swapped it over to manual flight and it was doing its own thing in a bit, but he got it down safely. So yeah, I think Robo was operating it. I did, Derek. I did. Yeah. So I had to try and explain to him what I was telling him to go and look at. So um, as a for Craig is very, I want to say, prim and proper. So I know Craig would have seen what I was trying to tell him, if he had, and he would have just flown away and gone, "Oh, Gareth," and flown away. So I was doing it more because I knew he wouldn't actually go and do it. um, but yeah, then Friday, yeah, the last day of fishing. Um, the other guys went out on the boat and they hooked up to two marlin on that trip. The one was, they were saying, about 250 kgs. It took the guys like 3 hours to fight. And yeah, it took them about 3 hours to fight. And the one guy that was busy fighting it as well was getting seasick. So I believe it was quite interesting. Um, then they hooked up to a smaller one. The big one, they got to the boat, and as it turned, it snapped. They snapped the line. But they were taking it because they could pretty much see it at the boat. So I would say that that was a win. The other Marlin, Sandile, was on, and he was. Sandile doesn't know surf fishing. Has it played Boca? Sandile doesn't know surf fishing too well, or boat fishing. He's fished a bit with us in the dam and stuff like that. So he was getting a lot of learning experience. He had never been on a boat, and they thought they'd hooked up onto a shark. So my boss said to him, "No, you grab the rod and reel and turn out." And that's how the other two marlins were caught as well. By the way, they were thinking there was something else, and they were marlin. So yeah, Sandile hooked onto a marlin, and he was reeling in, reeling in. And they were teaching him and coaching him along the way. He got it up to the boat, but he hit the sinker. And then he like paused for a bit, or instead of lifting the rod in it, and his marlin got off. But it does, again, it got to the boat. Um, so yeah, it was. I am going to do a video on the whole thing. I like that idea. Um, yeah, they they got it. They got their marlins. We can class that as catches. Um, but yeah, we went across to that island as well that I was fishing on, but we went right round to the other side for lunch. It's interesting seeing. Um, it's a lot different to South Africa there. I think the locals are a bit friendlier and that. So I definitely think the locals are, there we are, in Yorka Island. That's what the island was called. Um, I don't eat fish, as we've discussed before, and they brought out these samosas. Now, Durban's very much got a big Indian community, so I'm used to samosas with mutton inside, or chicken, or sweet corn, and stuff like that. Stuff like that. Sorry. And I saw these samosas. They came through with samosas as starters. And I thought, oh, that looks nice. Took a nice bite out of my samosa to discover it was full of fish. No, I didn't want to spit it out. So I swallowed it with long teeth. Um, the next, well, the other half of it, I just filled up with chili. And yeah, Derek, that's your sort of bobber, beach ball. Uh, the guys were actually saying about floating balloons out to get them. Scotch, sharp, sharp. The guys were talking about floating balloons out to get the bait far out, but the wind conditions were wrong for it. So I don't think I don't think I would have got there. Well, that sounds good, Joe. That sounds good. Um, yeah, been away for the week. When I get back, I saw some upsetting news about pocket razors. So rest in peace, brother. Yeah, um, I do believe there was somebody else. Chris was telling me, but I can't remember who now. Today's been a bit of a blur to try and just relax and that has a cane. So yeah, it's sad news. Um, Fortunately, I've got one of these. I've got a couple of these stickers actually, and I've got a couple of these patches. So I was fortunate to get those. But yeah, thinking of pocket razors family. So yeah, hope they're going to be okay. I really do. And yeah, what's in the pockets? What have you guys been carrying? It's anybody get any new knives this week? Um, I didn't get anything, but it feels like I got new knives because I didn't have my knives with me. So when I got home, yeah, I was quite happy to be able to just go and pick a knife and just go and flick it and play with it, and um, yeah, it felt good. Only problem is I managed to get a infection in this finger, um, where a hook got me in there. So by the time I got home yesterday, my finger was quite swollen. So I just cut it open and put some medicine in there, and it's working again now. So it's still a little bit tender. Oh, Sharp Guy ATX. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, that was the other person. Sharp Guy ATX also passed away. So condolences to his family and friends. It's yeah, it's I didn't I'd seen Sharp Guy around. I hadn't spoken to him much. But yeah, it's not good, that one. Um, Another person to please keep in your thoughts as well is Chris Warren. He's started his treatment today. Um, Hopefully it all goes well. They say it should he should be okay. So just thinking of him and his family. Blade Walker as well. How you doing, brother? You good? It feels like I haven't spoken to many of you in a long time. A week feels like forever. It's funny how a week can feel forever, but a week can also feel very short at the same time. Um, so yeah, it's uh, yeah. I'm just trying to see if anyone did get any new knives this week. Um, I haven't seen Warham Anya yet. Okay, good, Blade Walker. Thank you, of your brother. But yeah, okay. Thanks, Craig. I'll keep that pinned at the top so people can go and watch there. I'll see you tomorrow at work. Yeah. So yeah, me getting back. Yeah, it was nice playing with knives again. Um, I only took two knives with me, as I told all of you. I had my Manix too. Still feel a little bit crunchy. I need to carry on cleaning that some more. And then my Echo from Newland. I like this outfit. It's sharpened at the top edge as well. So it's sharpened pretty much, yeah, to there. So it's a double edge. Very comfy in the hand. Wouldn't mind some jimping here, but I can always get him to do that for me. It's a nice size one. Almost got a giraffe skinned. Oh, that's another thing. The animals we saw. So where we were, we didn't see a lot of animals. Just the occasional buck and stuff. Hey, DVD. Yep, taking the daughter on Wednesday. Well, safe travels, brother. I'll talk to you before then. Missed you too, Mick. But yeah, safe travels. DVD taking the daughter to a new college. So DVD, show them some pictures of us around there, and then just if anyone gives her a hard time, they've got us to deal with. Tell them we'll bring them back over here to South Africa. We'll feed them to the lions. Yeah, getting back to animals and stuff. On our way in, we saw giraffe, waterbuck, impala, nyala, elephant, and crocodile on the way in. On our way out, we saw, because you've got to drive through a game park to get in there. You're going through the bush. There's no street signs. There's no street lights. You're going through sand. The one vehicle that was with us wasn't four-wheel drive, so we were expecting him to get stuck, and he did. So it was a matter of just hooking up and pulling and moving on to the next. It depends, Mick. It really depends on that elephant's mood. I've had it where I've been less than 20 meters away from an elephant, but we're actually staring each other down. It was a bull elephant. He mock charged. So I stood my ground and hoped he didn't carry on. And luck of the draw, I was fine. If it had been a female elephant with the calf, yeah, I wouldn't have stuck around for that. I would have run because I knew she would have been. She just puts her head down and goes. There's very little chance of you getting away from an elephant. Let's put it that way, especially a female, a cow with a calf. But it all depends on the elephant's mood. And they can get very grumpy. Giraffe are the same. You've got to see how they're acting and stuff like that to see how close you can get to them. And also how used to they are of people. I suppose it's a lot like a rhino too. You don't a white rhino, sorry, black rhino is a lot more grumpier than a white rhino. And so it depends. It's like people; they got moods. They're just a hell of a lot bigger, and they can do what they need to do. As an Eagle Scout, I've been in a car, in a vehicle, or pickup, right where the elephants are walking right next to you. But there's nothing stopping them from turning their car over if they want to. They can do it quite easily. But in saying that, the one I'm scared of most is the hippo. Um, on our way back, we didn't see elephant on the way back. We saw giraffe, crocodile. We saw hippo. Um, there were a couple of hippo there. I got some pictures of them. Mick, we actually call a rhino armored armored vehicle because their skin is so thick on them, and that they yeah, you don't want to mess with one of them. Um, yeah, Robert. Don't think we're going to quite get that right on the hippo tipping. They can run about, I think it's about 30, 40 k's an hour. Um, actually, what I should do is send you a picture of a hippo skull to give you an idea, which I will include in the video on just how scary a hippo skull is, where you've got big teeth going like this, and the hippo tooth I've got here is actually quite small. Let me find it quickly. Yeah, so that's a small hippo tooth. That's broken, but that's a small hippo tooth. Um, they can generally get to about there. So that's so long. Yeah, right. Oh, hippo skulls are heavy, so it's going to be very hard to stand. I've got the top of a hippo skull. I don't have the bottom jaw, but I've got the top. Well, what? Sorry, Robo. Why don't you tell the kids' parents if the kids don't behave, we can sell them tickets to come and feed the hippos. Um, yeah, it's hippo teeth are they are very solid. Um, it goes to about there that it's hollow. This one came out the skull, but they were. I wonder how they would do for a handle. I know Aries was at a knife show and they had hippo teeth. He was busy showing them to me. I think it was either hippo or warthog. I think he had warthog that they were looking at. Warthog teeth are also pretty cool. Their tusks they get fairly long. That was another thing we saw. Warthogs, another grumpy creature. There we are, fossilized warthog. Um, yeah, warthog, same thing. You get in between them and their baby, they're going to tear you to pieces. We have got very close to a warthog when we were on honeymoon, and that where it was coming up onto the porch or the veranda of where we were staying. He grunted like he wanted something, and I told him to disappear quickly. I flipped him and told him to go. um, I don't know, Eagle Sky. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure. Cheers, now. You going? Oh, barbecue time. Cheers, yeah. You too. Um, yeah. So we saw quite a few animals. Lots of red darker, grey darker, zebra, um, waterbuck, nyala. It's quite amazing seeing the male nyalas. They've got they've got. It's quite weird how their colors go because they go from the browns and that to like long hair to on their legs, almost like a mustardy color. It's quite interesting seeing him. So go look up a male Nyala. They're very weird looking antelope buck. We call them buck. Um, they are quite interesting to look at. Um, yes, there is. You said it was a fossilized. Okay. Yeah, warthog tusks are nice. They. I'd say they're pretty similar to this. So they feel very similar in that they can have a bit more of a curve to them. A lot of people do make knives out of them. I don't particularly like warthog tusk. Just purely, I don't like how it looks. I'm not a big fan of woods and stuff like that. I like my artificial handles, if you want to put it that way. Um, Actually, that's why this is my only wooden handle. Hmm. But I like those blues. I don't know if they're going to come out on the camera. More light on this. There we go. So you can see the blue there in darker wood. Um, but I've never really been a fan of woods and browns and stuff like that. Um, and hey, Bubba. So yeah, I'm not like a traditional South African knife sort of person. As in the handle materials and stuff like that. I much prefer the man-made stuff. Yeah, I like Makata and stuff like Makata. Um, stuff. So in the G10s and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't. Did any of you put there? If you got any new knobs this week? Yep, I also like the aluminium and titanium and G10. I'm not too big on the metals, as in I want the grip factor, and I do feel that those can get a bit slick, a bit slippy. Um, mm, I've got titanium on my Bagat, as you all know. Um, and for somebody like CBD, as said before, doesn't quite like the coldness of it. He battles with the coldness on his hands. Um, I just find it very slick. I much prefer the D10s and stuff like that. Something like that's going to give me a lot more grip. Um, as most of you know, I have a tendency of cutting myself, um, and I normally get it quite often. So I need as much grip as I can get. Oh, that would be good to see, Mick. I see you got show that one. Um, I'm enjoying the. That's cool, Gabe. That's really cool. Um, I'm enjoying seeing what people do in the customizing. I'd say it's nice to see somebody else's vision on a knife. Um, like Uncle Jimmy, when you watch Uncle Jimmy get hold of a knife and what he does to it. I enjoy seeing the creativity part from other people, seeing what like the envision of a knife and playing around, even if it's just buying scales or adding backspaces or changing the colors of the screws and stuff like that. to see somebody else's vision on and off. But then obviously you can go like what Uncle Jimmy did, where he's changing the whole blade shape, and that I actually found interesting. That you can go to somebody and they can make you a whole new blade shape for an existing knife. Like you take a Spyderco and you make a contour out of that. Don't think you need to, but it would be cool just to have it. And as I'm sitting here, I'm seeing a knife I should have actually taken with me, which I didn't even think about. My CRKT. I should have taken this with me on the trip. It's like a survival knife. So you've got the hole there. If you want to tie it to a stick and make it a spear, you can open up here. Let me get something to open up there. No, this will work. I don't believe you guys got these in the States. From when I was chatting to other people, I don't seem to know about it. Almost a knife in my arm. That would be funny. There we go. Okay. So you open up the screw on here. I think that would look good, Mick, having a reverse contour in there. Sorry. So you take this screw out when it eventually comes out, and this whole thing folds to one side. And inside, yeah, so it's got a little compartment there. And then here is some fish hooks, some fishing line, some floss, some needles. I don't know if you can see with the light. Let's try and... Oh, there we go. I've spread it out a bit. So it's a nice little survival knife. The CRKT TSR Chazula design. So, but wait, there's more. On the sheath, you've got a ceramic that side to sharpen the blade. And then you've got your fire starter that side. You can see I've played with and used a bit. And then you've got a signaling mirror over there. So, yeah, it's a smaller Rambo knife, Robo. It's very nice. I enjoy playing with this. It comes with me quite a bit. So, yeah, a smaller Rambo knife. It holds an edge for quite a while, which is quite nice. But yeah, I hadn't even thought about taking this one with me. I should have actually, because it's probably the one knife that I would have got away with taking if they said to me, "Oh, why have you got a knife with you?" So, yeah, I know for next time I'll take this one with me. But normally when we go out into the bush, this is one of the knives that's with me. So, this and a couple others. Oh, let's check the comments. Hey, Ralph. How you? How you and Bobby doing? Yeah, I got a rainbow knife as a kid. Um, where it had that the compass on the top, and you'd unscrew it, and the blade would rattle around in the handle, and all of that. I got a rainbow knife as a kid. Um, I think it rusted away, to be honest. Hey, Uncle Jim. How are you? Yeah, it's. I'm just trying. I actually haven't seen a Rambo knife in years. I haven't seen one around. It was K-Bar that made the original one of that, eh? Was it K-Bar? I'm sure it was K-Bar that made the original Rambo knife, or they at least came with one. Should actually check that up. Oh, it would be interesting to see who made the first Rambo knife. Let's ask. There, James Blue Louis, Bill Lou, in the 22nd of August, 1933 to May 5th, 1991, known as Jimmy Lou and Afrikaans knifesmith. Oh, sorry, Arkansas knifesmith, was an American knife maker from Roseville in Pope Country, Arkansas, who made the Rainbow knife for the film First Blood and Rambo First Blood Part 2. Well, there we go. There's some top useless facts. Um, so just checking. So we need a robo knife. How's it going? Chop chop. We need a robo knife, but we'll have to pluck some of his toenails for the Timascus. Um, but the problem is he probably kicks his heels together and a blade shoots out by his feet already, like James Bond. Actually, I think I'm gonna ask AI sometime to make me a robo knife and see how that looks. Have I frozen? No, I haven't. Okay, I did for a second there. Yeah, go gadget knife. Yeah, it's well his toenail nascus. That's where it comes from, Blade Walker. It comes from Robo's toenails. That's why it's so expensive, because it doesn't grow that quick. That would be interesting, Robo. Um, I'm sure I've seen enough that would qualify as a robo enough. But I'll think of something. Oh, now you got me thinking of what I can ask Chat. But yeah, definitely a robo knife would be fun. Yeah, make it. Mine was also cheap. Mine was made in China special. Um, I remember like from out the box, the blade would do this on the handle. You could rattle it around. It had matches in there. It had a stone, I think, for sharpening the blade, honing it. Um, had matches, fishing hook, needle, a compass that never worked. Yeah, it was a proper Chinese special. Because I don't have it here with me. Illuminati. I'm enjoying the hoodie. It was keeping me nice and warm while we were away. The cap I haven't worn much because it stayed in my pickup while we were away. Um, and I didn't want to get full of fish bait and stuff like that, so I wore another hat. But yeah, it's the hoodie's nice, good quality. So yeah, good stuff. I think they're sending the knife mats. Well, they have sent the knife mats separately. I must just double check now that I'm back when that's coming, if it's not here already. Um, but yeah, enjoying the hoodie and that. Um, I thought I'd wear my Mozambique shirt. So for my Barracuda. So wearing that one at the moment. No guns. I didn't get to ride a lion. We didn't see any lions. I wanted to give one a haircut, or as Gadgets and Gadgets would say, I have a tendency of going and kicking a lion in the danglies just to cause trouble. So I didn't get to do that. I was, yeah, there wasn't any there. Um, we didn't see any anyway. Um, doesn't mean they weren't around us, but we also didn't hear any. So I'm not sure in that park if they've got, but they have got elephant and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, find a lion and you make him a mohawk or a mullet. He'll be the coolest lion in the club. No, the giraffes are too far away. I tried to catch them, but they were too far away. And they had babies with, so I wasn't going anywhere near them. So um, I wanted to catch the hippo though, but the problem was in between me and the hippo there was a crocodile. So I left the hippo alone. It wasn't just a crocodile. There was about 4 or 5 on that bank. So we decided, no, we could go catch a crocodile. That would be fun. But not if there's 4 or 5 of them sitting there with the hippos on the other side. They might gang up on me. So I thought that would be a bit unfair for them. Yeah. Just having a look here. What else? No, I haven't jumped off a croc's head, but I'd rather sit on its back and hold its mouth closed than be in front of its mouth. Yep, guns. One day we'll do that. Um, I have got lots of pictures with me in giraffes, but not on a giraffe yet. Um, but in all fairness, their bone structures actually wouldn't be able to take it. They, yeah, not very good. You don't do them any justice sitting on them. They're they'll get hurt. Funny, such a big animal like that, and you think, but no, they'll get hurt. No, we could do that sticker actually. Um, well, I'm putting together the video from this week, but there's not a lot of animal stuff on there, other than us animal hooligans, the human type. Um, Sorry, guns. Um, but I've got a couple pictures with giraffes. If you watched the live the other day, you would. No, you were on the live the other day when I had them, or the wasn't a live. I did a video with them. Yeah, I did a video with the giraffe. Those giraffe were quite used to people, so we weren't in anything there. But a giraffe can give you one nasty kick. They got long legs. Let me just check something here quick. So I need to how do I show a picture? Huh, I got background music. Huh, I didn't know I could do background music. But what I'm trying to do is find. No, I don't want to leave studio. I am trying to find where I can share some pictures or how to share pictures. No, it probably didn't, Robo. It's not like a lion in that. I think a hippo in that situation, they I wouldn't say you can make them house friendly. Um, to stand behind a giraffe and the horse kicks you, how far will you go? You'll definitely go head over heels a couple times. They've got strong legs. They they don't really kick from behind though. They do more of a stomping like that to you as well. So you got to watch out for both. I'm trying to see how I can show you these pictures on StreamYard. If there is anybody with any ideas, the video clips, no. Overlay, no. Loop. I must work this out. I need to play on the StreamYard for a bit. Comments. No. Media. DVD, you still around? If you are, you'll know how to do this. I did find background music, which I didn't know I had. I can, maybe I should get the kazoo playing in the background. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm really joking. Cheers, Uncle Jam. Yeah, I am not going to run it too long today. I do want to spend a bit more time with the kids and all of them before they have to. Okay. Thanks, Robert. Yeah, I do want to try and spend a bit more time with the kids before they have to go to bed. Because back to work tomorrow and not seeing them for a week. It's nice to get home. Just an update with Teo and her arm. They're keeping it in a soft cast. She's got 2 more days to go, and then she can. They say her arm will be fully healed, so then she'll be able to go. Not that she hasn't been running around. My wife found her running up and down the passage using her arm as a brake when she hit the wall. How's it, Alex? She did want to come in and say hello to everyone, so let me just get her quick. Teo? Teo? Okay, she's coming now to say hello. I can hear her running down the passage. Come say hello to everyone. Oh, she was meant to go shower, but she hasn't done that yet. Say hello.
Hello.
Wait. Are you going to use that arm to wave? Okay. So there's her little soft cast thing. They've got half plaster on it. So yeah, but that comes off in a few days. And then she can write and draw and play around again.
And ride my bike.
You've been riding your bike already? Yeah.
But my scooter.
Okay. Okay. Maybe. Off you go.
Can I ride my bicycle?
No. It's almost bedtime, so you can't get too excited.
I want to.
No, leave it alone.
Give me some cool. Give me some cool.
No. Okay, off you go. No, leave that
I'm
alone.
going to show her.
Okay.
Wait, why do you have this?
I don't have that. You left it there. Yes.
And I want my mini McDonald's. Can I show you my mini McDonald's?
Okay. So I want to show you her mini
McDonald's.
Okay, off you go.
Wait, I'm going to show the people.
What are you going to say then? Oh, it opens up. That's where autumn comes from. Just let DB need. No. Okay, off you
What's
go. Autumn. It's a knife handle material. It's something Uncle DBD likes. You get it from the trays that they cook in at McDonald's. Yeah. Okay. So hey, Paper Tiger. I think I am going to end it at that. Let me go spend some time with them because they've got 15 minutes and we may have to be off to bed. So he's dancing around in the background. So yeah, have a wonderful week, everyone, and we'll chat to you next week. Keep well, keep safe. Shop, shop. Cheers.
What did they say? What are they saying, Dad?